Shomai, it's hiking time again. Amser, heicio. I can't tell you how much I needed the hike last weekend because everybody told me that the first uni week would be quite chill and relaxed, but not for me because everybody or the lecturers were just talking about our assignments all the time, and I'm a person who gets stressed about it quite easily, so the first week is not good for me. And in my last video I mentioned that I'm doing an MBA here in Aber, but I've never done management or business before. So in Germany, in my study town Leipzig, I did a bachelor's degree of cultural studies. And I mean, I had a little bit of cultural or management in the cultural field or sector, but I think you can't really compare it to a degree that is purely dedicated to keeping your company going, kind of. And I did enjoy my studies in Leipzig, but one day I'd like to work in the PR department of a theatre or a museum or another cultural institution, maybe even in the tourism industry. And I think it's quite important to have some managerial know-how and knowledge. That's why I decided to do this degree here. And also I wanted to further improve my English. And now I'm talking so much about uni that you might want some more information about my daily study life, but I'm planning to vlog about it soon. I'm just trying to, at the moment it's just so many things to do for uni, then creating my videos, still enjoying myself, going on hikes, and doing the reading for all my modules, and group work is started. It's just, yeah, lots of things to do, but I get there, and then I will definitely vlog about my daily life on campus. But coming back to hiking to de-stress myself again, in the last video I said the following thing. Next weekend we're already walking up Llanberis, which is the highest mountain of Wales, also called Snowdon. Well, sadly we couldn't do this hike because it was way too windy. The forecast said that there would be about 60 miles per hour of wind, which is about more than 90 kilometers per hour, and we really didn't want to get blown off the top. Therefore, the hiking president decided to go on another hike with us, which was also near Llanberis, but it was a lower level hike. And this was a really good decision because the hiking committee had already hired the bus or the coach in advance, and so we didn't have to cancel it. The starting point of our hike was the village Llanberis, and it took us about 2 hours to get there by bus. Luckily, I don't belong to the people who get motion sick easily, but I always spent my time on the bus admiring the Welsh landscape and taking some photos and making videos. We started our hike by walking around Llyn. Llyn means lake in Welsh. And we could also see the Llanberis Lake Railway, and later we went through the Llanberis tunnel, which is an abandoned railway tunnel. Later, Hector announced that it was time for lunch. Yeah.
Yes.
You get it?
From my opera days. Yeah.
What are we having now?
Lunch.
Hello, what did you have for lunch today?
I had some lovely sandwiches. It was ham and cheese and coleslaw. And yeah, very nice.
Why is it particularly good for hikes?
Because it's very filling. Yeah.
So you would recommend it?
Yeah, I totally recommend it. This is Nell, our president.
How sad are you about the fact that we couldn't do Eroitva today?
You need to shout.
How sad are you about the fact that we couldn't do Eroitva today?
Miserable. So very sad. Very, very sad. In conclusion. But that's all I have to say. But we get blown off the top. So.
Yeah.
How difficult was it to decide?
Difficult. But that, you know,
Nearly whacked someone yesterday.
don't want to get blown off the top. So
You were like, go buddy.
I was just like, would I do this if it was just me? And the answer was probably no, so I definitely wouldn't do it with a large group.
Very reasonable.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna go that.
What are you having for lunch today?
So today I've gone with Tesco's finest smoked ham and cheese. As you can see, I've already eaten one and I'd give it a 7 out of 10 on quality. The ham was crisp, the cheese was sharp, and the texture of the bread was fantastic. So I would give it a very strong recommendation.
I'm having some Marks and Spencer's mince pies. They're gluten-free, which is a Christmas delicacy in the UK and other countries. I've had one already and they're very tasty. I also think they're suitable for vegans.
I have a chicken roll here, non-vegan, very meaty, delicious.
I'm having for lunch today a minion brioche and some Christmas pretzels from Tesco's. So, and that's it. Yeah, not very healthy. So,
I had a cream cheese bagel and 3 of Harvey's pretzels. Yeah, that is all I have to say.
And Hector, do you have to say anything more? With a way too full stomach, we then climbed the quarries above Llanberis, and this area is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. It's a slate quarry and it opened in 1787 and closed in 1969. It's a regular film location and it's known for extreme rock climbing, so I'm really happy that we only did hiking this day. After a while we reached the Llanberis, which is Anglesey Barracks in English, and these cottages got their name because of the quarrymen who travelled there from Anglesey. They were built in the 1870s. Before that, most quarrymen or miners were local, but with the growth of the slate industry, more workers were needed. And you can probably imagine that the living conditions weren't the best, to put it very positively. After climbing up a bit further, we reached a nice viewpoint, and it was really windy there. This gave us an idea of the top of Snowdon, so we were really happy that we didn't do it this day. Almost at the end of our hike, we reached Castell Dolbadan. It is a special Welsh castle because it was built in the 13th century by an actual Welsh person called Llywelyn ap Iorwerth, in English the Great, and there are not many real Welsh castles left. And this Llywelyn had a grandson who was called Llywelyn ein Llyw Olaf, who was the final Prince of Wales. He used this castle until he got killed by the English who took it over. Throughout the years it has been in many uses, for example as a prison during the uprising of Wales against England in the 15th century. During our visit of the castle it started raining, but it didn't really matter because we were already on the last kilometer, I don't really know, of our hike. and we then reached the bus and arrived back in Aber at about 8. And this Llewellyn had a grandson who was called not killed, he was killed but later. Llewellyn had a grandson who was called Llewellyn A. Hughes.
No, you can clap because I've got my sandwich.
But now, wait, but I have to leave again. No.
It's recording now.
There's a leaf above your head. Wait. Okay.